What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? You're all very welcome back to another episode of the Deck Chair and Yums podcast. This week's episode of the Deck Chair and Yums podcast is, of course, brought to you by our sponsor, Helium Balloons.
Fuck.
Are you worried that somebody's stealing your mail?
Serious?
Are you worried that your partner's cheating on you? Well, thankfully, one man, John J. Helium, from Gloucester, England, invented the most scientifically advanced all-weather balloon since Phileas Fogg. Round the world in 80 days, was spit at it. With the helium balloon, you can be everywhere all at once. So go to www.helium, that's HEREUM, balloons.co.uk to get 50% off your helium balloon today. Is that alright?
That's perfect.
You thought that's a genuine company?
Yeah.
You thought I was making some sort of satirical
No,
remark about
I'm
the Chinese government trying to spy on American citizens
Not
using
at
the use of
all.
balloons.
I am well aware of the Helium family.
Yep, helium, they're real good. They're,
Very, very successful family.
yep, absolutely.
Company's always
Yeah,
rising.
they're good people, and they're heroes in my eyes. As in the angels.
We tiptoeing around
I
out there.
think
like
a
that.
lot of people are worried now that the Chinese government are trying to spy on the American citizens. And you think to yourself, I think maybe there's a reason there's no L's or R's in TikTok. I'm sorry, we start off on a slightly racist, but I'm not being racist, I'm only joking.
Slightly racist tinfoil start there. But
Yeah,
we're all
tell
right,
you what the situation is. I'm still getting over the rinsing that Mark McCartney gave me last week. And I'm not feeling great, Connor. I'm not feeling too good.
It's a hard calm down when you get knocked out. There's a.
Here's the thing. I've been boxing training now for about 3 months. I've been punched in the face. I've been punched in the stomach. I'm punched in the jaw. That was the first time I was ever punched in the ego. First time I was ever punched in the soul.
The only way, because let's be honest, McCartney entered into our kingdom, whether or not it's based in his territory or not, it should have been on paper. It was going to be a massacre, but kind of like Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas.
Aha.
Tyson was going to batter the shit. That's what we all thought last
It was
week.
more like Mike Tyson versus Buster Rhymes. Here, I have to say this. I defy anybody, right? No matter what you think of me as a comedian or of my wit, I defy anybody to sit beside what he did and not just howl laughing.
Absolutely.
It may be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've watched the podcast back twice.
It's the first time I've ever watched us back.
Aye.
Because it was just relentless. And
I
it
didn't
was
even
just-
leave here thinking, you should have said that, you should have said that.
Nah, it's
I left
just-
here going, that's hilarious. I will say, the strength, and I can't believe nobody picked up on it, the strength it took me not to boke when he had an egg and onion sandwich in front of me. If you've listened to this podcast for a while, that's my krypton shite.
Do you not know? See why I took the turkey and stuffing one? Because I knew what was going to be left of you.
Took all my will not to poke in his face.
But that's what it was like. It was the upset of the century. Buster Douglas getting Tyson on the floor, and that's what happened with you. But do you know what happened? Tyson just didn't prepare. Tyson wasn't ready. Tyson didn't.
Tell you what
fight,
I'll say from it. At one point during that podcast, Mark McCartney says, I've often said you're the best stand-up comedian in the country. That was all I heard for the rest of the episode. At least he knows inside his bread's buttered on.
The ego was in the corner going, that's not too bad.
I was like, good man.
That's all right.
I'll take the draw. Stop counting, ref, not getting up.
TKO, boy.
Absolutely, TKO. Speaking of TKOs, I'm fucking wrecked.
You are in agony, and it's not. I genuinely don't know how you're going to function, and that's not against people. Oh, fuck you backing into McCartney. Genuinely, you can barely even fucking speak.
Yeah, I can barely breathe. Last Monday.
So I take it was obviously probably like one of the big hitters, like Ronan Boyle or Paddy McDonald, probably give you a dig and.
No, was that wee Fruit Chain Todd? Let me tell you what happened, ladies and gentlemen. So last Monday morning, sorry.
Yes.
I was doing a bit of sparring with Sean Haggerty and Shane Todd, right? Now, if you've been listening to this for a while, you've been listening to my boxing journey, you know that's the two men I've been sparring.
Yeah.
Because, it's a good way to prepare, fighting people that are fitter than you, stronger than you, longer than you, having to get inside the reach.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Wednesday previously, I'm sparring Sean Haggerty. Okay. Sean Haggerty had got wise to my sharp left hook.
Right.
Couldn't hit him with it. Kept trying to. He kept dodging it.
Right.
Eventually, I figured out he's expecting a left hook. So I hit him with the right hook to the ribs. Okay. Sean Haggerty went, fuck. And I went, that's right.
Well, the eyes and all.
That's all. Get the fuck out of Lurgan. So, 3 or 4 days later, meet up with Sean. Sean's like, my ribs are still sore. And I'm like, thanks, mate. Thank you.
So proud of yourself.
We get to Monday. We get into the gym. And Sean goes, I'm not joking. I think you broke my rib. It's still sore. And I was like, mate, tell Shane what you just said to me. Just tell him what you just said. So
Shane, merely hear this.
So when we're sparring, Sean was like, listen, just don't hit me on that side.
Yeah.
It's still a wee bit sore. Can't really fucking function properly, right? So I was grand. I was all,
do they want you to paralyze you on both sides then?
well, no, I think what he
Does he want you to hit the other side?
I think he thought he had a broken rib. No, I think I have a broken rib, but I don't. But
You're
Sean,
definitely in pain.
I'm in a lot of pain.
You're in a lot of pain.
But so Sean was like, don't hit me on the left hand side. I was grand. We kept sparring. And the whole time I was thinking, I hurt somebody. Then I would say about 10 minutes after that, me and Shane are sparring. I'm bobbing and weaving, staying out of the way. Thought it was I would be defensive today. Just see if I can fucking Mayweather my way out of this one. Shane threw a fucking left straight jab. I slipped it, was winding up from a devastating right hook, and Shane Todd, like Power Ranger, punched me. Like, ki-ya! Right in the rib, right? And it felt like somebody nipped me.
Right.
And I was like, you fucking skinny wee half a Jaffa Hollywood, fuck you.
That's at least a bruised rib, never mind a fractured
It's 100%
one.
a bruised rib, but it feels like death. Like, so it was bad for a couple of days. It was kind of sore. So I didn't train last week. It was like, it's a wee bit fucking, I'll just wait till that heals up. Then I don't know what the fuck happened to me, like Saturday night, Sunday, where I've needed to sneeze for 3 days. I'm afraid to do it.
That fucking howling last week wouldn't have helped it either. Laughing at McCartney wouldn't have been fucking
good, but my fucking didn't help the muscles. And then it's like it's everybody. So there's so many people are injured.
That's weird, isn't it?
If there's a medical before this boxing, nobody's fighting. Ian Thompson, right under the tit. I don't know. Is that a wee floating rib there or something? Ian Thompson had the same problem. Apparently, 2 of the girls have broken noses.
Jesus Christ.
There's a reason why people take 4 to 5 months to do white collar boxing, not 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah. I said that to you. It was too early to be calling.
Shut up! You know what the fuck you're talking about.
Should have been June time. A summer bout. SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
We'll do it again, sure.
But as things currently stand,
yeah,
I don't like saying this. I might have to fucking pull out of this thing.
I
don't want to say it like that because, I don't want to admit it.
I would genuinely, and I mean this, I would be gutted for you. Because out of all of us, as you know, if you listen to this podcast, you've talked about it that fucking long. You're the one that's been looking for this so much. But, you're going to get people coming in going, that's because of what he did to you last week. The massacre. But I don't.
That's why I'm doubly like this. You fucking better get better.
Yeah, because you don't want to pull out and you don't want to get knocked out twice.
Because there is a wee bit of me that's like, I'm going to fucking kill him.
Payback for what you did to me last week, you can't.
Oh, it's so sore.
That's
apparently as well, if you have bruised ribs, you're not supposed to be smoking, but sure, I had nothing else to do. I couldn't move. I think
when the boredom creeps in,
half a lung filled with old smoke. And when it eventually heals, I'll cough and it'll be like emptying a Hoover bag. Or my sock when the psoriasis is bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a fucking mental image I could have done without today.
This is how fucking weird my breathing got over the weekend. So I had to go to the front door and get a pizza from a girlfriend, right? Because I'm a gentleman and Valentine's is coming up, so I thought I'd treat her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 9 inch, no cheese.
Hey.
And then I got her a pizza.
Oh, Jesus.
She's used to 7-inch pepperoni. Sorry. But
I know it's a leg.
I had to walk up 4 steps, Connor. And I couldn't get a full breath, right? So I managed to keep my shit together, get the pizza. Thank you.
Of course you
did. Close the door, and then I was going... And then panic starts to set in.
Yes.
And I thought, this is how I die now. Standing holding a fucking
Pizza in
Domino's
hand.
in my pajamas, and a pair of Crocs. And it is exactly how I want to die.
Yeah, well,
just not yet.
there's no-
Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? I want to be 65, Crocs, pizza, jammies, full shebang.
you'll be happy
but
with
with a
everything else.
rock hard dick.
Oh, yeah.
And they find me and the dick's still standing.
9
And they go,
inches.
geez, that boy never stopped riding, did he?
9 inches and all cheese.
Aye. Full, oh, Jesus, aye. Garlic and herb dip all over it.
I would be absolutely gutted if you didn't get to do it now.
I'll
But
figure it out.
there is a seriousness of it where you're going to go, like, I could actually do long-term damage if I continue. You know,
Well,
that
that's
is
so.
the fucking fear.
I went to physio yesterday, and this is the great thing about physios. They charge you £40, right? And they tell you fuck all.
But they tell you in a certain way.
Aye. Oh yeah. In a way that made me go, how do you do this for a living? So he was like, so what happened? And I was like, well, it was sparring, doing this comedian's boxing thing, sparring last week, punching the ribs, felt the wee
Big punch from a heavyweight.
big punch from a heavyweight. Have you seen Shane recently? Motherfuckers, he's been juicing. I'm telling you now. It's,
I was only talking about
look at his jaw. He's got that big fucking sturdy woman jaw. Now I think he's been.
Oh no, I was only talking about like heavyweight and comedy scene. Sorry, but I didn't realize. All right, sorry.
He's very athletic. So and he probably is a heavyweight in boxing weight. It's just that I'm a super duper weight.
Super duper.
Super duper heavyweight. So, told him what happened. Like I got punched. Felt like somebody nipped me. Wasn't a pop. Wasn't a crack. Felt like somebody nipped me. And he went, right, okay, right. And he goes, because it's your ribs. He goes, now it might be broken. In which case you need to go home and rest. He said it might be fractured. In which case you need to go home and rest. And it might just be a bruise. In which case you should go home and rest. And I was like, why have I give you money for this? Why have I come in here for you to tell me to do
If
fuck
I
all?
literally had stayed at home and not come to his appointment, I'd have been at home.
I'd been better off. I'd been fucking better off.
You were at home resting.
And then he goes, who punched you? And I went, Shane Todd. And he goes, who's Shane Todd? And I went, I like you, You're a good doctor. You're not no quack the way everybody else said you were. No, you're a good man.
You're very qualified.
You're a very good man. And I went to shake his hand and it hurt. So I fucking nearly choked on a bit of bread today as well. What do you hear this? It's my dad's 65th birthday today. Happy birthday, Patsy fella. Right?
Right, Paddy B. Happy birthday.
So, and this is probably why I never get married. Right.
Oh, this is the reason.
Because
Oh, okay.
you probably, as a married man, you've been married how long now?
14 years.
14 years, right? My parents married probably, it's been going on 40 odd, right? All my dad wants is a set of headphones that plug into the TV in the wee living room he sits in.
Yeah.
That's all he's wanted for about 8 years, right? So this morning, my ma was like, I bought your daddy a new TV for his birthday. Can you come round and get the headphones working, right? So I went round. She bought a wee adapter. You plug into the USB port, and you put the fucking headphone lead in, right? Didn't work. It's like, try these headphones. So there was 4 sets of headphones sitting about. At one point, I was like, this TV's quite new. There's brand new Bluetooth on it. I'll try and hook it up to the Bluetooth. There's no Bluetooth on it, right? Because my ma loves gadgets, but cheap versions, right? So
And the Bluetooth wouldn't help them either because there's always a delay.
there's always a delay, right?
Yeah.
So there's 3 sets of headphones sitting about the place. Part of me wanted to go, Dad, know what you could do? Take the Bluetooth headphones, hook them up to your fucking phone, and just listen to music like a normal person instead of having to watch a screensaver at the same time, right? It's not like you're watching porn in here. You're watching.
Oh, he's listening to music
Aye.
on YouTube.
He's listening to music. I think the old thing he likes watching, he likes to watch gunfights from Ballymurphy back in the 70s.
Oh, of course you do.
Reminds him of how I help him sleep. To be honest with you. That's like white noise to him. Fucking black bastards. He's like, out like a light. Out like a light. My dad can't sleep. My ma puts him in the back of a paddy wagon or a hem wagon and drives him around lurking, kicking the fuck out of him. Out like a light. Swear to God, man. If my dad can't sleep, what my ma does is she puts a blanket over me and I put on the same shoes as my dad and walk past him real quick.
He can't go past the petrol
Aye,
pump.
absolutely.
The smell of petrol that gets him going.
Swear to God. If my dad can't sleep, my ma goes, them kill Giuseppe, man. That's what I like. Do you know what I mean? The Troubles were a bad time, but he misses them. He was happy. So basically, I'm in the house, right? And this is how I nearly choked. I'm eating a bit of toast. I'm in my house, of course, making toast, right?
Of course, you're.
And my dad goes, Sebby, which one of these headphones are you trying to work? And she's going, so that says their connectivity. He goes, "Aye, which one of these headphones are you trying to get working?" Just remove. It's okay. And my dad just went, "Fuck me, it's like living with Lassie," right? And I was chewing toast, couldn't swallow it because of my fucking ribs, and then laughed and then coughed. And I'm like, "This is worse than the pizza thing." Because now I have an erection. Because the only way I can get hard is if a man shouts at a woman.
How did he die? It was a pan loaf. Yeah. Well, nutty crust, not even nutty crust. It was just...
Oh my god. I'm so tired. I haven't slept in days.
But there is something about long-term relationships where there just is that familiarity of just
I've been
zone people out or drown them out. Just and
yeah, I've been trying to work this into a bit of stand-up where there has to come a point in a relationship when you go from the initial nerves of, oh my god, right,
Yeah.
to then like animalistic attraction, right, which can't last forever.
No,
because you'll die
and doesn't.
and doesn't, right? It can't, but that has to disappear at some point. The insane emotion of love, right?
Yeah,
Can only last for so long.
does, yeah.
And there has to come a point where you go, listen, promise me you won't leave me, but I'm shitting with the door open because it's 2-1 and I can still see the TV. And that's the perfect relationship. I've discovered, right, and this is just a theory, not to give away too much about my own mental health, right? But I think everybody's mental, right? And a relationship works if your mental is complemented by her mental and vice versa, or his or theirs, depending on what type of relationship you're in.
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So if you're like, I don't know, fucking, oh, I'm fucking panicking. She should be all,
Right, yes.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you need to panic, the house is on fire. She's like, that's fine.
You don't need, no.
Do you know what I mean? So
You
that
have to
matches.
match, yeah.
So I need the perfect one for me. I'm afraid of the dark. I need a woman who goes, don't worry about it, Mick. I'm an owl. Do you know what I mean?
You need a woman to bring you the light.
I need a woman who's like, don't worry about it. I'm in SEAL Team 6. We see it. I was wearing these and I killed Osama. Do you know what I mean?
That if you could get somebody, well, first of all, you have to have a woman who has a set of night vision goggles. But yes, I know.
No, I think an owl would be perfect. Because the ideal situation would be to make love to a woman from behind and she can look you in the face and tell you she's enjoying herself. Also, the gift of flight. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, fuck away off.
Go and get milk there, would you? Ooh, good woman. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It'd be real tight, wouldn't it?
That would be quite the attraction. All right, if you could have an owl in place instead of an owl.
Then again, do you know what? That'd be good for the
An owl
first
woman.
year, and then after a while, you go, "Fucking that bitch is always looking at me." Do you know what I mean?
She could fucking see
Every time you try to watch TV, she's
fucking eyes in the back of her head. That dog.
aye, but she keeps bringing mice in.
She keeps calling me a twit. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Sorry.
Oh my god! If anybody out there is a decent physio and knows how to, if
Or
anybody
knows
could
if anybody is.
Mr. Miyagi my ribs real quick so I can fucking
Just to be able to laugh, never mind
so I can
fight.
get killed for charity.
So yes, we should shout out to
You
all
shut
our.
the door open. You
Well,
didn't
here I was actually sitting thinking about what you're talking about, and I don't.
right.
I have a real hatred of it.
I'm the same. Like shitting in the door was a bad example.
Now, I don't mean even like just on the toilet in general. Mm-hmm. I don't need to know if it's a 1 or 2. I don't
Right.
need to know that. But my wife would have
No problems, no
she'd be
qualms.
fond of the owl door open.
I
and
don't
I-
get why people don't lock doors and they go
And
for
I,
shite. My ass won't let anything out.
I've walked in.
Do you know what I mean?
and
My arse becomes a fucking
there's
Guantanamo
way.
Bay
Yeah,
internee. Just becomes
Absolutely.
I'm saying fuck all.
yeah.
I see my brief.
It's as if somebody a special branch was talking to me whole.
Aye.
Saying nothing.
Say nothing. Do you see more? Hear more?
I like I've walked in sometimes. I can't close the fucking door.
Aye.
I don't
'Cause
even
there's
mean like
nothing
I don't mean it's like not locked. I mean it's wide open.
See, do you know what?
I'm like, what are you?
I will say to you, having walked in myself on multiple partners having shites,
Aye.
you're better with the door wide open.
No.
Because when you open that door, it causes that backdraft.
Yes. In
So
fairness.
you're getting a full face
Full wash, yeah.
of what your partner's shite smells like.
Yeah.
And there's something about, I've discovered in my 36 years on the planet almost, the smell of a partner's shite is the worst smell in the world.
Yeah. Because you know that came from...
It's just the worst smell in the world.
Yeah.
It's not the same as your own shite or a baby shite or a dog shite, cow shite, chicken shite, sheep shite, horse shite.
Because
You
out
know
of
what I mean?
all those
Hunger striker shite.
out of all those shites,
there's no.
that's the only one you're going to taste.
I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't even go that far though. I agree. It's the.
Unless you're into horses. Maybe
There's
you
a
are,
certain
like,
amount of. I can't believe you've the audacity to have me half an inch above that thing 3 nights a week.
3 nights
4
a
if you're lucky.
3 nights a week.
Oh, just never come for me. I got this big word eating. Can't believe you have the audacity to let me near that thing, knowing what kind of sewage comes out of it.
That's what I mean. It's the only one. That's why you get the smell. Go, it's not happening tonight, I know it. When you get that waft
Oh, a fart or
of a shade, like when you get that waft, you're like, nah, it's not. Just put you off the whole notion. Put you off your dinner, Mick. Is what it would do.
no, it's never put me off. Don't get me wrong.
No.
It has made me go. It just makes me laugh. Like I've never been in a relationship long enough now for the awkward fart stage to not have left a woman.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like any relationship I've been in, we break up just before she gets comfortable farting. That's how I do it. You see, I look at
That's what I should have done.
I've started looking at relationships like phone tariffs. 24 months in, I go, it's time to see a different provider here.
I was sitting.
Do you know what I mean? 24 months in, when you look at your bill and you go, how's this cost me more money? That doesn't make sense.
I was talking to my wife just last night at the dinner table. One of my my pet peeves at the dinner table, and
Just talking.
in mid conversation,
Just your wife at the dinner table?
No.
You're meant to eat at the children's table.
In mid conversation, I'm talking. She farted the longest fart I've ever heard. I literally was speechless, and I actually said to her, I was like, I'm a mixture of annoyed that you fucking did it in the middle of me talking, and impressed at how fucking long it was. I wish I'd have recorded it for Mickey.
I'll add her into this group, the comedians. I think there's, and I'm no expert on anatomy.
Yeah.
But I think it is, and we've talked about this before, I do think the farts sometimes go frontways past the flaps.
Oh, we've
And it
had this now.
becomes like
We've had that all sorted now. Our patrons kindly give us in graphic detail.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, did. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've had that dealt with.
Do you reckon? No.
Is it Amelia? Yeah, Amelia sent us.
Could
the
you? No. Theoretically.
Right.
You ever seen those videos of people who go for colonoscopies
See, I've always thought this.
and they do these big long farts?
Yeah.
Could you theoretically direct a fart frontways up past the foof, straight onto the bean, and create an orgasm?
She could have yesterday the length of that thing. Like,
Aye.
it takes a while to get there.
But then again, I suppose
be a long
that's like
fart.
going here. If I just blew in your fanny, would you come?
Well, I don't know.
Which wouldn't happen.
I've done that before.
Blew on it, like a cup of tea.
It's just to blow the cobwebs away.
Jesus, Connor. You're supposed to get them away like a gentleman, like this. Wiping them the inside of her leg. Right back up. We've all done it. Like. Old stray pube.
Wrong worse than the back of the throat. You ever get them ones? Or you're,
I've told the story before. But the time I went down on a girl who had like long pubes, and I was doing the like blah, 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 do the breathing technique,
the
and as I went, they all like swung in, and about 8 pubes tickled my scapula.
like a fucking draft excluder.
Man, it was like a car wash.
Oh, fuck, you definitely... Was there any trimming done after?
I didn't call her again. It's been listen, Jerry, mate. So I'm talking to, if you don't mind.
Couldn't even talk. Your
Talking to
mouth's
this
still
fella
full
on the
of pubes.
blanket down here.
Your mouth's still full of pubes.
Oh, shocking that. But then, you know, pubes are a weird thing. The amount of times when I was growing up that I would get a pube stuck on my foreskin, and you'd have a mild panic attack of is this growing out of my dick or into my dick? Do you know what I mean?
and then
And
where
then
does it
I would
go?
hear these stories about, hairdressers don't wear sandals because you can get ingrown hairs in your feet from walking about a floor with.
I'm married to a hairdresser.
And I would think to myself, what if I get an ingrown hair in my willy?
Yeah, I would have a big fear of that because I've seen the repercussions of the
Does that happen? Does that legit happen?
fucking unbelievable. There was one point that happened a number of years ago, and she couldn't walk on the foot.
On the foot?
On the foot. And no weight on it, couldn't do anything. And
was it the bottom of her foot?
It was on the side, but there was no sign of it. You didn't know what it was. And she went to the chiropodist, and the chiropodist was like, I think that's a hair in there. And like, the chiropodist was like, and all
Finally?
excited, and then he go, oh my God, I get to see, get to do this. And he was like, I don't give a fuck what, this is fucking sore.
Aye.
And that's what it was, just one wee tiny, millimeter of hair had gone in,
Fucking
and then
hell.
the pus goes around it because it protects it.
Yeah. I had one for years on my jaw.
For
My
years?
my ex was a hairdresser as well. So it was because of the beard, you couldn't really
Yeah.
tell it. And every so often it would just be this. It was like a recurrent spot,
Right.
but it got to the point where it was like it kind of went like that.
Annoying.
And I was going, what the fuck is that? And she looked at it and went, oh my God, this isn't going hard. And she was like, I remember hearing her go,
That's
as she was taking it out. And this fucking thing, it must have, she just pulled out this.
it grew inward.
And she was like, look at the size of this fucking thing. And then all this blood and stuff came out. And she was like, it's fucking.
Oh,
We
scary.
made,
It's
we made
unbelievable.
love on the pus.
Yeah. So that was.
We didn't.
Missed what you said there.
That's how I like to do it. It's either on the pus or up the arse. Oh, so full of painkillers, it's ridiculous.
Dirty bastard. So yes, we have recovered from last week. We had a great. Now your wake was.
I want to talk more about hers getting pulled out. Let's not go back. We don't need to go back.
Oh,
to
you
last
don't want
week.
to. You want to rehash
go
last
back.
week.
We
You
don't
don't
need
need
to go
to. Nobody wants to live the trauma of it.
I mean, can we all agree I look pretty good in that vest? No,
You actually fucking did.
right, I fucking did.
You looked a wee bit. You looked very slender.
Svelte?
Oh, svelte is the word.
Aye.
Svelte nice, didn't it?
It just felt lovely. In the prime best condition of my life. Telling you, Stallion, it's an exhibition. This is trying to do lines of the Rocky Four. Can't even think of anything.
Okay, good. Jesus, sir, I am worried about you. That is.
Don't be. It's just my twin. He's 36 as well, aren't you? Woohoo!
So are we? Do we have a deadline as to when you could decide? Who makes the decision? Is it you, or is it going to be a medical, or is it going to be
a medical guy there, or what the crack is? I want to go ahead and do it
Yeah.
because, I mean,
Well, I would say honestly and truthfully, I think you are probably top one or two of most exciting fights, as in most interested fights.
there's two things I think about it. One, it's like me and McCartney are both like, ha, it's a good crack.
Yeah.
There's also a competitive bit of my brain that's going, you've been training for this, and by fuck, you want to look good. And that's the bit of me that's going, don't do it.
Right. Yes.
The competitive bit of me is going, what's the point in doing it if
Yeah.
you can't?
And the people paid. Are you not entertained? You gotta fucking.
I'm not getting fucking paid.
People want to see what they paid for.
Listen, I'm all about charity, right? But I have to go to fucking work the week after. I'm on tour the week after.
That is the thing. You could do a lot
And
of damage.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but I had to pay my tax bill last week, Connor Keys. And I'm broke. Right? Broke. Do you know how broke I am? Even my ribs aren't fixed.
Oh, the
broke,
joys
Connor.
of being successful, Mickey.
There's no point.
I wouldn't know.
When I did my taxes last week, I thought to myself, if I had been raping kids on an island, I'd have been better off. Because they don't pay taxes, apparently.
No, and you want to get a few.
I put my
you want to get a
tax-
few free flights on the way at least.
My ma helps me do my tax because she used to work for the revenue, right? And when I put it into the thing, I shouted, suck my fucking dick. And my ma didn't even go, Michael. Like, she was like, somebody suck his dick, that's a disgrace.
Somebody from the tax
every
office.
pothole I see him digging it up and bringing it to Rishi Sunak. I paid for that cunt. Do you know how broke I am? I had a budgie in the house, used to go cheap. Hasn't spoken in a week and a half. That's how broke I am. Do you know how broke I am, Connor? I have an auntie in the hospital, right? Phone Ma the other night, says, well, any change? Ma says, no. I says, fucking tell me about it. That's how broke I am.
You'll be working on that.
Fucking broke. Fella came to the house the other day, he was selling double pane windows. I says, made him an agony, I'm broke. That needs work. Fuck you, Nev. Getting heckled.
Yeah, never fucking go. Nah, that's not good. Yeah. So
Broke, Connor.
broke. Can't even pay attention.
I can't even have dear friends anymore. That's how broke I am. I no longer have expensive taste. All I'm eating's beans. I was slagging off that £600 voucher. Now I can't wait to get it.
Now you're at fucking banging the post office door. Yeah, I mean, again, like I say, I wouldn't know. I'm not as successful.
I'm not successful. I'm broke.
Broke because you're successful.
Nah.
But you're successfully broke.
There must be a point where you have to be making fucking millions before you're okay with.
Yeah, with the amount that you're paying out, like, yeah.
Because there was nothing left, like.
Mental.
I've got nothing left.
I've got nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Here, you've got your pride.
I don't even have that anymore.
Until the end of the
sold
week.
it. Sucking dick for fags, Connor. Somebody said you're not quit smoking.
You can't call them that.
I says,
Mickey.
nah. You can't, I. The ones that I get, you can. Marlboro Light and the loafers. Thank God I don't take milk anymore because I had to go off it. No, can't afford it.
What? Oh Lord! So yes, I am worried about you now. I have to say,
I used to keep a journal. Used to write Dear Diary. Had to stop doing that.
Cost too
With
much.
half price diary. Broke. A few more of these. My phone. Hold on.
Go on ahead.
I don't. What was the actual point? Why were we talking about that again? I am.
Because you're broke.
It's not possible to be off your face and ibuprofen, but by fuck I am.
You're giving it a fair go anyway. And so I mean, the plan is.
The plan is, so I'm going to go and try and do a wee bit of light pad work tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Because I've got my period.
Heavy flow Bartlett, you have been called that.
I'm going to do a bit of light pad work because I'm trying to learn how to not piss in the house. Just to
Anna
say,
says you don't do it. Hey!
Yeah, I wasn't bad. I was very good. You always get me like a tampon to fuck, man. No. So, because the thing was happening is because over the course of the weekend, I didn't do an awful lot. I was trying to wait for my wee ribs to get better. And I think what's happened is because I didn't do a thing, it seized up.
Right, okay.
So I think that's really what the problem is.
Right.
So I've been doing a wee bit of stretch and stuff like that. I think tomorrow morning I'll go and try and hit some pads, see if I can loosen myself up a wee bit, and then I'll just keep an eye on it. But I've the people that need to know I've warned.
Right, okay.
This might be the crack here.
Oh, well, hopefully not. I mean, I
it's
genuinely...
heartbreaking. If I have
it
to
is
pull out,
hard,
I'll be gutted, like.
all jokes aside, I just know how much... Like, you've been talking about this. Anybody listening to this for a long time has known. You've maybe been talking about 2 years, maybe, about trying to put this together. So you were the instigator and the reason behind it all, even though other people may have become
and
more...
also, I have to go to the Ulster because I paid for the hotel, so
yeah, you're going to have to go on. Like, yeah.
Can't afford to get that back.
Yeah, if he's... Yeah, because I was hoping, I want to be corner man. I was like, I'm hyped up for you. You know what I mean? But... I might have to go to McCartney's side. I don't know.
No, sure he's not fighting anybody? You want to just go and talk to him?
I just stand in the corner and go.
Now, that would be fun if I can't make it and you come out and fucking fill in for me. But you have to wear my top and shorts.
Could you imagine the shape of that?
That could work.
In that fucking top.
I'll say this now. I went down to Holy Trinity Boxing Club last night to watch the red team spar. And there's some animals in that team. Like,
aye.
If I was married to Rachel McPeak and she said, "What's for dinner?" I'd say whatever you want, Pet.
Is she a heavy hitter, is she?
Jesus Christ, the night. That girl, and I mean like fucking real slick punches.
Right, okay. Nice.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you know when you're watching somebody box from afar and you go, I didn't see her throw that?
Right.
Very, very, very cool.
Okay. And who's she fighting?
Claire Horton.
Claire, okay, yeah. Okay.
Very impressive. Who else was fighting? I watched Pete Giffen box as well. Pete Giffen's got some
moves,
some style, like.
Aye, nice.
Very fucking.
He's fighting Sean, isn't he? Haggerty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Initially I was like, oh, this could be a bit of a walkover, and now that I've seen Pete fighting, and it'll be a fucking really good fight.
Aye.
Really good fight.
Because Sean, I would have called Sean at the start, but if Pete has come on, well then, because Sean has a bit of experience and a bit fire, like, but again. A haymaker from Pete would fucking knock you into next week. So
he was sparring a guy last night where it was he just kept going coming at the fella. Had the fella on the back foot, and because he's a big guy, he's intimidating.
Aye.
So I reckon it's going to be fucking
nice. Yeah, I mean Boyle and McDonald. So is that the headline? I don't know who's on last.
Yeah, that's the main event.
That is the main event. Okay, yeah. So the heavyweights will go end. That could be interesting as well. It'll be good to see because. If Boyle connects, and if Paddy connects, but if Boyle connects, yeah.
It'll be. I can't wait. Even last night. I hope we can do it. Because last night, even watching people spar, I was fucking so jealous.
You see, especially when you put on the work.
That's the thing.
When you
I
put
haven't,
the
I
effort
haven't
in.
punched anything in a week. I haven't punched anything in anger in 8 days, and I'm fucking climbing the walls. Do you know what I mean? Like
Didn't help last week. Now McKernie gave you a few digs in the fucking side too. You
it
know
was the other
that?
side. It didn't hurt. It
But
didn't
that's what I'm
hurt.
saying. It's
That's the
still
thing. I got the measure of him. Notice I didn't hit him back. I was like, I'll just stay in the pocket here. See what the boy's got.
stay in the pocket.
You know what I mean? See what he's got.
I'll do the rope a dope just.
Aye.
Oh yeah.
The river dib. Looks like.
So yes, apart from that, everything's all right.
Aye, pardon the fact that I haven't sneezed in 3 days. I'm afraid to. I just fucking feel it coming on now. Talk you away a second.
Look at the lights.
No, I'm actually sneeze. Fuck you.
Oh, you don't want to sneeze?
I'm afraid to. Because a few of the other people have had the same injury. Like Ian Thompson's just got over his, and he was like, I sneezed 3 days ago and thought I was going to die, and now I'm like, I'm not sneezing. I'm not sneezing.
I wonder, is there any medical problems to people who hold in sneezes? Like, can you avoid a sneeze for the rest of your life without damage? I don't know.
I don't know, but I threw the pepper out last night just in case. Taking no chances, but
Because what is a sneeze? Sneeze. It's just
what is a sneeze?
It's an involuntary thing to dust or something, isn't it? Or it's an involuntary thing to
I don't know.
something getting in your nasal passages or some shit. There you are. We will find that out afterwards.
Google it there real quick.
Because we should have done that the fucking week with Murphy here. The amount of people that sent me messages afterwards going, here's the Aaron Neville song. And like, we found it after we stopped recording. But
Fuck Aaron Neville. Can you box?
the website.
What do you favourite car name? Sorry.
If I had to step in now, that would be crack. An extremely overweight heavyweight who has never trained.
But that'd be.
I've never walked, never mind fucking run.
Do you reckon you could do it if it was Hugh McCartney?
I could
If
do
you
it,
agreed
but
just to fucking dance about
I
for it?
dance about, like, but I would be fucked after the first round. I wouldn't be able to. You know, what I
So,
mean? I just
well,
don't-
right now I'd be fucked halfway through the first round.
I wouldn't have the fitness level to go in, but I could
Aye.
throw through a few digs, like. But I genuinely would.
But you heard it here first, folks. If I can't do it on Saturday, Casey's going to do it.
Get the word out to McKernie. I'll fucking take you on.
Fucking bust you, boy.
I'll beat that.
Would
beard
you?
off
Enough.
you. I would do it for you. If it was, you know, representing the deck chair and yums, like, I'm not gonna have us fucking ridiculed because of you. You can't.
I really appreciate that.
So fucking I have to go and get shorts and sort of.
Nah, fucking wore jeans and a t-shirt. It'd be all right.
I did my new suit.
He can't fight none.
I'll fight him in my new D Graham suit.
I just fucking
Oh Jesus! If that's sore doing that, well then yeah.
wipe my ass as a nightmare.
I thought,
But
fuck.
that's nothing to do with the ribs.
There's a lot of shade.
Just get IBS. Like, how'd that happen? Jesus Christ.
Was that chocolate?
What the fuck, bro? Me?
Wasn't he making Rice Krispie buns?
My nephew, speaking of shitting, it's nothing to do with shitting,
Right.
broke my fucking heart yesterday, man.
Oh,
right?
what?
Decided I don't think I like him anymore.
Oh no.
He's 4,
Oh,
right?
no, what did he
Cutest child in the world.
Uh-huh.
Cutest, right? Got that wee speech impediment and all.
Aye.
Right? Buy and sell you. And I went around to mum and dad's house yesterday, and my dad went, look who's here. And he went, my mummy. And came out and seen me and went, oh my God. And then just started crying. And I was like, you wee bastard.
You're not a good uncle, is what you're trying
I
to say.
mustn't be.
Obviously not. Because any uncle is the
I
fun
was
uncle.
all,
Yeah.
the first time you get dissed. Oh. You just see a wee man.
The fun uncle is
Fuck you.
always more welcome than the mother. The mother's the one with discipline. The fun uncle's the one who's noted. You know what I
See,
mean? So-
weirdly, I think it's flips out because my sister's technically way more fun than I am.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Why are you not fun with your nephews?
I think because if I'm drinking, I don't feel I should be responsible for a child. Where she's like, it's the only way I can get through it.
Since she's always got crack.
Yeah. She's always a wee bit buzzed. Like,
Is she going to Saturday? No.
no, there's no plus ones for
Oh,
the.
nobody got. No,
Yeah,
your
no
family
plus
got.
ones.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I've never met her. I've never met your sister
That's my
or
yeah.
your family. Actually,
Well,
you've met
I'll
all
say-
my family. but
I'll
you've
say
met-
this to you, Conor Keys. It was my cousin's 30th birthday on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So I haven't even talked about this. Friday night, I did my secondary school's 50th anniversary
Oh, that's right.
reunion show.
Was it as good as you were expecting?
two things. One, I got to tell that Colin Duffy joke.
Right.
Neil Lennon, Colin Duffy, me. Right? Crushed it.
Nice.
Got to see some of my old teachers and sort of roast them a wee bit.
Lovely.
So I had a lovely moment where it was like, that's Mr. Corrigan there, taught me English for 5 years. Didn't expect me to say this. Fuck you. Right. That's Mr. McLaughlin there, taught me science for 5 years. Haven't seen a fallopian tube in my fucking life. So that's my old drama teacher there. I've never been in a film. I went, and that fella there is my PE teacher. Look at the fucking size of me. I was like, I don't have any kids, which is weird because obviously I went to this school. So it genuinely was a real good night. An insane amount of talent that came out of that school. So there's a musician called Niamh Murray who's fucking unbelievable.
Right.
So I was like, right, I'll go down early. I was terrified. I was more nervous than doing like the waterfall.
normal gig, yeah.
So went into the place and was like, right, I'll have a wee look about. Had a couple of drinks, and then I ended up going, I'm getting drunk, and I fuck this. And there was a girl I went to now. Apparently, I went to school with her, but I do not recognise her. Right, I've seen her 3 or 4 times over the last year or so in about Lurgan. Right, and every time I see her, she goes, "Oh my God, you think you're famous? No, you think you're famous?" And I'm like, "I don't know who the fuck you are." Right, and she's like, "I was in your year in school," and I was like, "Well, fuck me. Where did you go after school? Syria? Because by fuck, you look awful. Like, I don't look great, but sweet mother of Jesus. I thought psoriasis was an issue. The fuck happened to you? Right? Where'd you go to university? A burning building? Yuck. Right? So, every time I've seen her, and it's been the middle of the day, I bumped into her. I've never been like, what's your name again? I've just always been like, this is a lot to deal with, and I'm not really happy with this, right? But every time I've seen her, I've gone, you were supposed to keep those drugs in your pocket for another hour or two, and you went ahead and took them. Right? So I get into the Ashburn Hotel Bar, Bistro, Pub Club Lounge, right? Yes. And got myself a wee drink. She's there, oh my God, I had to kill you, man. I was like, Jesus fuck, right? I was like, I'm going for a smoke. So I went outside, smoking her by myself, and then in my head I went, I can tell by her forehead she smokes too, right? You don't get the, right?
Just from the forehead.
Just from the forehead. You yourself. Do that. Doing. You ever see Shane Todd's forehead? On a mark on it.
Nah, that's Botox.
It's like the back of a bowl. Smooth.
He's been to the dentist.
It says made in China here.
He's been to at the dentist in the evening time.
So, the show starts. First music act goes on, right? And I'm out. Now, the place is still sort of filling up. It's not really packed just yet. I go out for a smoke. And Forehead from my year comes out, right? Now, Connor, I was the only person there. The only person there, right?
Right.
And as she walked out, I seen her see me, turned around and started walking sideways as if she hadn't seen me, right? I was happy enough with that. I didn't want to talk to this mad bitch either. Right? Then I hear her starting to harmonise with whoever's on the stage singing, right? No. But doing it loud enough for people to hear. Right? So all of a sudden, I'm now going, fuck, I don't want to say yes, wrinkly bitch. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even see either. And I'm like, you did. Like, so over the course of the night, I'd go out for a cigarette and I would just see people sitting beside her while she's and then watching people just go, nope, and walk away from her. So that was good crack. Saw my old Taekwondo teacher. He went to shake my hand. I bowed. Didn't even laugh. Fuming. Got it, man. So, can you say my nunchucks? I'm like, who the fuck are you? All right.
I used to go to school with you.
But I got very, very, very drunk.
At it?
Not at it. Afterwards, I came home and fucking the usual. My cousin in America was like, yup, that's all I am, dude. All right.
That's it.
Pished. That's probably why my ribs are sore, because I fucking drank a bottle of whiskey and smoked 40 fags. It's probably not even my ribs. I probably just have cancer.
Oh, Jesus. And tell me then, the 50th anniversary, but it went all right. Like, it was good.
Went great.
Yeah. Because you were worried about it, because it is like...
It was just one of those things where it was like... So that the bar itself has like, there's a big dance floor, there's a wee sort of stage area, but then there's loads of spaces around the sort of the right hand side of the stage. There was about maybe 80 odd people up there just drinking away and chatting. And I think it was the kind of thing where I was like, at least I've been doing comedy long enough to know I'll just fucking plow on ahead.
Plow on through, yeah.
What was interesting about it though, so my old form teacher, I won't use his name, just protect the innocent, not great man, big, and he said he was introducing me on the stage, and he said, past pupil, and I would consider now a friend, and I was like, do you know what, I fucking would, sir. I fucking would call you a friend. I don't know your first name now.
Sorry, master.
Monsieur. I'll tell you what he taught, Spanish. But he was one of those teachers where he was no nonsense, real good crack, right?
Right.
But if somebody was a dick,
Okay, yeah.
he would be the teacher that would go and get. Right,
yeah.
So if somebody,
yeah.
Right.
I remember having a few of them summons for me, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I watched as he was sort of emceeing a wee bit of the show. I watched the guy who went to the same school as me, who's easily in his 30s, like.
I love the way that I can hear it in his voice that he has to cough really hard. He's doing the weakest
There's so much shit in there, like.
And I'm like, there's not clearing, Mickey. You're not clearing it without me.
I got rid of it. Do you know what's more annoying is whenever you get a tickly throat, you wasn't even my fucking ribs. I don't even need my ribs for this bit, but you need them for a lot of things. So I watched this fucker like walk up across the dance floor as if he was going to say something to this teacher,
Right.
As if he was intimidating them, right? And then watched my old teacher look at this cunt like, I can still kill you, like. And I just found myself going, you. And he ended up hanging about. That guy ended up hanging out with fucking Kling on.
Oh, of course, yeah. Fucking
Kling along, sing along, right? That's the name of the podcast.
Kling along, sing along.
Kling along, sing along, and her two mates, right? And I found myself watching them go, you three cunts have think yous are victims the whole way through school. You know that.
Oh, right, okay.
Hell,
Yeah.
I hate that bastard there. And then turned up to a do they were organising, and you go, why would you not just stay at the home?
Stay at home,
Stay at home
yeah.
and just hate them from afar instead of turning up. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
It was a weird dynamic. And then I said to my teacher, did you notice that happening? And he went, no. And I was like, I've just made you really paranoid now, haven't I? Because you're thinking to yourself, fuckers, about 40 people in here hate me. Like most of my gigs.
Oh, no.
So it was a very weird thing to see, man. Just seeing somebody that hasn't let go of
Yeah. Having that control still, like.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus Christ, man, that's no way to live. Like,
No.
I
would be
would
the
said that
same.
my maths teacher wasn't there, and thank fuck, 'cause I'd have busted him.
I would be. I wouldn't turn up to one of those things mainly because I would maybe trigger some PTSD of teachers.
But you think that? I mean, I don't know. But I suppose there are people who just hold on to that stuff for years, aren't there? But
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I would have alienated a lot of teachers.
there's definitely
That's why
one
I've
that I
never
didn't
been.
like.
I'll never be asked back to my school, like never. No matter what I ever
Aye.
achieve or do or whatever. Yeah, and I'm happy enough with that.
I've done the 40th and the 50th anniversary of the school.
You were a good boy at school.
I wasn't. I was.
You just weren't the worst.
I was just likable.
Aye.
Connor, do you know what I mean?
I
I'd have been funny and all, a bit of crack. Never really given that much ball.
Oh,
I remember the same teacher.
I never caused trouble or anything. No. I would have been. I've always been cheeky, like in
Aye.
that sort of way, and the class clown. But it just, once I got to 5th and 6th year, I was like, I hate you cunts, and I don't want to be here. But my ma's making me stay,
Aye.
so I'm going to punish you.
I was kind of the opposite. I got to the point when I was in sort of, I suppose, A levels. I think there's a thing when you look back at school. If you do A levels, you're kind of, it's not as hard. So for A levels, I was like, I like school, but I forgot about the first 5 years.
I was the opposite. I liked
Oh,
the
really?
first 5 years, and then A levels I didn't like because I genuinely didn't want to be there. I wanted to go and do a music course in McGee,
Aye.
and I had to stay and do A levels. So then I just rebelled and went to the pub.
So I did that
So
when
the
I got
pub
to uni.
opened. Yeah, no, I see. That's the logical steps. Anybody with a bit of sense would have done their A levels,
That's me.
then drank.
I was sensible, Mick.
Yeah, no, I drank during the 2 years I was supposed to be studying. I drank that much that I went off drink at 18. When I turned 18, I
Started
went
smoking
off-
weed,
I
gateway drug.
No, I didn't. No, didn't smoke weed. I was 20.
Do you remember? And I was thinking this too, just whenever it was like surrounded by all my teachers and a couple of old classmates. Do you remember that first day in first year when you walked into a big school and you go, "There's a fucking grown man in a uniform over there." Guy with a beard and all.
I was.
And then you
like-
see some fucking hot chica walking past a big giant titties in a school uniform, and you're like,
See, we never had that problem in our school.
no girls.
No girls. So our fantasies
Connor
were
Keys.
all based on.
See, when I think back on it, the fantasies I would have had. See, on a sunny day when the girls are just walking about in their shirts, right, and you can see the patterny bit of a bra. and then just diddy meat.
You ever have the black bra?
And they all wore tights even in the summer or in the summertime. And you would think to yourself, I bet you that's stinking. Mate, that's like a custard cream in there. Bet you that's sad as indeed. It's like one of them taboo donuts in there. It's full of cream cheese. Bet you it's rotten.
I do remember that.
Stinks of vinegar.
Oh, Jesus. I remember
Bet she's
that.
got a rash in her ass and all the sweat.
Meeting other girls from the other schools, and I remember the first time seeing a black bra, not like just through the shirt. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's wearing a black bra.
Yeah.
as it was mind blowing. Like you've never seen one before. Yeah,
I remember the first time. And this is teenage locker room talk.
Mm.
But I remember, and I don't know if you know what I mean by this, or if you know Neb, what I mean by this. Remember the first time you saw a girl in school uniform, and you go, "Fuck, her daddies look sore."
No.
Do you ever see that? She like her bra didn't quite fit her.
Oh, they don't fit anymore.
And you would go,
you go,
that looks sore.
yeah.
But I bet he is like, I wonder if she's going out on Friday.
You know, there's two right side Friday coming.
Aye.
What's going on?
Yeah.
No, our fantasies were based around teachers.
Right.
There was a few good looking fellas, now, in fairness. A lot of young lads started teaching when we were there, so that was good.
I remember. Fuck. I remember a teacher in our school one time. A substitute teacher came in to teach music, which means she was going to get crucified.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know whenever you see a teacher, they've had one hard class, and the next class they'll regroup, and they'll go, right, I'm coming out swinging.
Yeah.
And still nobody's taking them seriously. And she broke down crying. Now, we were pretty good class, we weren't that bad. Right. But she like broke down fucking crying. And she was like, somebody in the class before this tried to steal a hi-fi, walked out of this room with the speakers from a hi-fi up their jumper, and then tried to physically assault me. And I remember thinking, miss, you're wearing a Red Dwarf t-shirt. I know you're not supposed to say what were you wearing, right? But in this situation, you've come into this fucking pack of animals in a Red Dwarf t-shirt instead of dungarees and expect people to respect you. You fucking nerd. And I give her a dead arm. Boom. There and then. Wedged her.
Do you remember the best looking teacher in your school?
Yep, Miss Carr.
Right. I remember ours.
She was a sub. We had a bunch. So there was Miss Carr was a sub, and she was actually on. Do you remember John Daly used to have on BBC had a country and western singing show?
That's right.
She appeared on it.
Right.
And there was a rumour going around for years that her daddy fell over top and it didn't. Then there was another one who looked like Stifler's mum. She was an art teacher.
Right.
Incroyable. Big MILF, like.
Psoriasis.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The fucking hands were cut off her.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. All dislocated knuckles and all.
Oh.
Aye. Oh. The full stigmata that girl had. She was unbelievable looking.
We had a teacher come in
and
and
real hurry.
Lovely.
Like, you imagine, she had that perfume that had the wee, the wee, like...
Oh, the wee actual button.
Yeah.
She's a cigarette holder.
Yeah. And you knew rightly she would wipe her fanny with a wipe.
Aye.
But she would ride you like 2 seconds.
She'd have a long white glove on when she was doing it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Jesus, lovely.
She was stunning.
Deadly.
Just wild, dirty looking.
We had a teacher who came in to teach technology, right? And she was unbelievable. No fella in the school could deal with how hot she was.
Aye, couldn't even talk to her.
It was just mental, but she was wicked. She was young. I don't know if she was trying to come in and her attitude was, I am going to scare the fuck out of these boys because that's the only way I'm going to have control. But it was so arousing.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
When she's so hot and then she's so angry, like, oh,
but there's no that thing of like,
you don't know where you're going to cry or come.
No, but yeah. Well, I've been there several times. I got all week with this fucking thing. But there's that psychological thing of like, the reason that fellas sometimes like uniforms on women is from school days. They fucking come online sexually.
Right.
And all the girls around them were in fucking school uniforms.
Yes, that would make sense, yeah.
So that's why like you get secretaries in white shirts and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of that officey type stuff is still in you. Which is why I'm mad about MILFs.
Yeah.
from that one teacher.
That's why I never leave the library. Mad about librarians.
Oh yeah, library's your thing.
Oh, there's something about that.
There's a great video called I must send you.
Good lord.
Must send you it.
Lovely.
One of those ones where you go, I think that's an actual library.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? Very, very good. Great for headphones because they're both going, shut up, shush.
Oh, lovely.
Don't, shh. Fucking go easy, would you? Fuck you. That's a full encyclopedia. What are you doing? It's very good. I've overdue books in your fuck's sake. Shh. Shut up now. I absolutely should not be talking about my school's 50th anniversary and then going, do you know who I would have booked? The art teacher.
Right. Yeah, that shouldn't have. Do you notice the difference between me and you when I said, do you remember who the hottest teacher is? And you just named them.
Yeah,
I
only named one of them, but then she's probably married, and that was fucking 20 years ago.
Still, we have learned on this podcast.
And she only thought there was a sub, so she didn't like.
It will find its way to them.
Hopefully. And let me tell you something, miss, if you're still knocking about, I'd love to play a glockenspiel again.
Thought you thought yard.
No, that's the other one.
Oh, it's the other one.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, I'd love
The music
to.
one as well, too.
The music one was the sub who was really, really hot.
Right, okay.
The art teacher was the one that was milfy.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else? Was there any?
Two different levels of hotness.
Yeah. But then there was like, I always remember too, the hottest girls in school weren't necessarily the hottest. They were just the ones that developed first.
Ah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I remember that, yeah. Even meeting other girls. But they are, because I always fascinated about how do you get any work done? When you are, like, first year of the thing's a different story, but you get to, like, 4th, 5th, 6th year and fucking
The
things
hormones
are
are going mental.
How do you get, like, it was easy.
You're ringing it out 4 times a night, like.
Well, it would have to be. It was easy in our school. I mean, the biggest tits in the class was me. You know, but
Snap.
But there's no fucking, like, I don't know how you get anything
Also,
done. You know, I think I was showing off and being the class clown to other lads who I didn't want to ride.
Aye.
If I was showing off to women, I would never have been.
But I'd have
been gone.
There was also certain trends. A bunch of things I think, like, on a dead serious note, I think there's like, it's good to have both genders or all genders in a school because by the time you, like, you're used to talking to girls all the time. Whereas I think if I went to a fella's school and then was around, I wouldn't know what to do.
No,
Do you know what I mean? Is there a different type of, like, fucking energy in an all-boys school?
Maybe, but my best friends were females. I had 2
Aye.
female friends who were my best friends, and they were, you know, they sort of kept you in line.
Aye.
Like, no, you can't say that. You can't think. You know,
There was also a thing where, there was a trend when I was in school where girls would wear, like, up to 5 pairs of socks. So they'd wear these white, like, they were like knee socks.
and then
But they
different
would, but they would
layers.
put 4 or 5 different pairs of them on.
Right.
So their legs looked like they had some sort of diabetic ulcer. And that really did stop you wanting to ride them.
Right. Was there a memo went round to all the girls going, put the socks on?
This trend just started out of nowhere, man. And all these girls were just wearing 5, 6 pairs of socks.
A random
and
trend.
it was fucking brutal. It looked like they were training Muay Thai from the legs down.
Shin pads on.
And some of those girls could beat the fuck out of you too.
Oh, I would say that. Fucking Kling will be at you.
Do you know what was another one? Sorry, this is fucking mad. I don't know why this is just because I was doing that thing. I was thinking an awful lot about school days, right? I remember 2 girls in my class pinning a fella down in the football pitch and pulling his cock out of his trousers. Swear to God.
Right.
And I remember thinking, thank fuck it wasn't me because he wasn't nervous about it at all now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
But I remember that happening.
We never had them sort of activities at lunchtime.
Yeah,
No.
2 of them fucking... I mean, I held their coats and bags to them. Go ahead, ladies, do just have to do. But yeah, I remember, like... And I think...
And what was it? Was it it wasn't sexual, obviously. It was to try
massive. Well, no, weirdly, the 2 girls now, I think, came out years later.
Oh, right.
But it's a weird one because I can't remember why we were on the pitches. It was just the 4 of us, and we weren't... I don't think we were mitching. Maybe just the fucking teacher wasn't in, and we just went, fuck
You
it.
think you were what?
Bunking off class. Mitching.
Oh, Mitchell.
No, what do you call it?
Scheming.
Scheming.
Scheming school.
Scheme of school, like. Mitching. Bunking.
Mitching. There you are.
Playing
It's very
hooky.
American.
Playing hooky.
Okay, I've heard that
Do
before.
you know what
But Mitching.
Beacon, as they call it in Belfast.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah. I don't know either. But then
That's up
weird.
there with scheming. I don't know what
Aye.
scheming. I don't know what scheming school meant, but it always was. Yeah.
Either way, we were
Anyway,
fucking...
you weren't in class when you should have been.
class, aye. And we're all just hanging about. And again, when you think about it, fucking... It's like hiding from your ma. We're 10 feet away from the nearest window. And we're like... Never going to catch us. I don't know what had happened, but yeah, the 2 of them just fucking held him down and pulled his cock out of his fucking trousers.
What to do with it after they took it out?
They just went, all right.
Oh, okay.
And then immediately turned gay. I don't know what happened.
Like this was the last thing. Let's just check.
It was just
let's
very
just guarantee we are actually lesbians. Let's just take a look and go. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a lesbian. That's not for
Martha's
me.
even modern. I'm not even hungry. I don't know. It was weird because I just it's that weird thing of going like, yeah, I think it definitely made us better people, and then going, no, I definitely saw an attempted rape of a minor. Say a minor. I don't know what he does now.
I honestly don't know. I genuinely, maybe I would have behaved differently if there had been females in the class. I don't know, but I don't think
Because
I
because I had so many wee fucking shitty things that kept me out of doing sports. I ended up hanging about with all the girls, so I never got my hole.
Right, you were in the friend
I
zone.
was friend zoned very, very early on.
Right, okay. Well, in fairness, so was I. I had a lot of female friends that never were.
Right.
But I
Now,
was.
when I came back from university, they all came crawling back.
No,
Oh, geez, Mick's so exotic. He's been the whole way to Derry.
I've never had that. There's a weird thing. They all wanted to be my friend, but nobody wanted to go out with you because nobody wants a fat guy.
I remember years after we left school, a bunch of girls going like, "We all fancied you," and I was like, "Well, you just could have fucking told my girls."
No, I never had that conversation. I've never had like 40 years now. Or somebody coming up to me in the last 20 years going, "I was really mad about you," and it never happened. No.
Okay.
They all wanted to be my friend. One of them actually said, "Wouldn't it be? What did she say? Something about it would be so awful if Conor Keys wasn't your friend." And I was like, "Would it be?
Aye.
Could it be your boyfriend?"
I take your pants off. Anyway, on that note, we're going to go over to Patreon. Going to go to Patreon now and answer some questions from our lovely patrons. I also am bossing for a pish.
Yeah, I'm going to race you to it because I'm there first.
Right, so if you enjoy the podcast and you only listen to it, join the Patreon. You can see videos. We've got class videos. There's stand-up specials. There's fucking quizzes. There's loads of stuff.
And thank you to all our new patrons and everybody that came along.
Yeah, where have you been?
Where have you
Where
been?
the fuck have you been? Drinking tea with Shane Todd? Fuck you.
Yeah, and now you realise you've joined the best podcast in the north.
You come to my house the day of my daughter's wedding, and all you see is an everyone asks me to go for a cup of coffee. That is not loyalty.
That's my impression, ladies and gentlemen, of Christopher Walken. Thanks very much for listening. We'll see you next week. All the best. Bye.